How does mental illness make friendships virtually impossible? And does mental illness do that? Well, in my experience, yes. Yes, it absolutely does. Makes it extremely hard to maintain friendships. And in going on from my last couple of episodes where I've been really straight shooting about stuff that cuts to the heart, I want to jump in with this one now, and this will probably speak to a few people that listen to the podcast as well. Um, I'm going to share stuff I don't really share with anybody, perhaps even my wife. Um, yeah, let's dive in. Let's see what happens. Welcome to Shattered the Podcast. STP is the story of my journey from the depths of mental illness to a place where I could live again. Okay, well, it's fairly obvious to anybody that meets me that I am somewhat of an extrovert, but it really depends on what circumstance you meet me. I grew up an absolute extrovert with all the extrovert traits, like to be the center of attention, get energized by being around people. Spending time with people didn't tax me. It made me excited. It helped me be who I am. And then I got this mental illness thing, this diagnosis, and uh, I suddenly understood being an introvert because I was that now. Terrified of being around people, terrified of being the center of attention, horrified if attention was brought to me in public, embarrassed, ashamed um, of who I was, who I wanted to be. Now, introversion obviously doesn't incur shame. That's part of my mental illness thing. But um, rather than being this person that a guy once said to me, he said, I've heard people talk about a guy who has never met somebody he doesn't like. You are that person. He said, I've never seen you meet uh, anyone that you didn't take to immediately. He said, it's a gift. It's something he's never seen before. And it was true. It was, I got very good at hiding my true feelings, um, being on all the time, being somewhat of the center of attention, um, being aware that people were looking at me for my reactions. I would go out of my way to make people feel, I don't know, seen, accepted, appreciated. And it's not that I did it because of some deep seated need to be popular. In fact, I don't care about that at all. I never have. Um, I've been the sort of person that if I've got one or two people that I'm close to, then that's groovy. But if I have a life affirmation or I don't know, a theme or something about me, it's I've thought about it a lot. It's how can I help? I want to help people in whatever capacity, and I don't care what capacity. If I can help you, um, and I'm able to do it, I will. That's just who I am. It's what I like to be. But then, of course, this mental illness thing came, and I lost myself for many years. I found myself a little bit when I came back to when I started working in radio. I was able to be the person that I wanted to be, bright, happy, funny, um, a conversationalist, um, somebody that loved to be around people. And another wonderful compliment I got from somebody is they came in and I did an interview with them, and they said, I've never seen somebody who is in exactly the place that they were born to be. And they said, you come across as if you were born to do this. You're good at it, you enjoy it, but you bring so much to it, and you have a passion and lights up inside. It's a wonderful comment to have. But then at the same time, and I've said this before, I'd have people that would come to me and say, well, Mark, you're one person on air and then you're this other person off air. Are you lying? Who are you deceiving? Who are you trying to deceive? And it was, well, which mask is my actual mask? Is my quiet, introverted self the mask, or is the extroverted person the mask? I don't know. Where does this come down to friendship? I have a lot of people that know me well, and I hope, I don't really think about it too much, but I hope that they like me. See me as a nice person, a good guy, good dude. But the problem is, on my end, is I am always prepared to know that any person around me doesn't like me. And in fact, that's my default mode. I just assume that people are going to see something in me that they're not going to like. And then when I get past that and I kind of get to know people, with all the good intentions in the world, let's get together and have a coffee. Let's do this. Let's do that. But the thing is, that terrifies me. It scares the hell out of me. And I'd rather be considered a flake or somebody that you can't depend on than to show up and confirm in somebody else's eyes how much of a no-hooper I actually am, how much of a waste of space I am. And so I will have people come into my life that I genuinely like and would genuinely like to build a friendship with. But my head grabs onto everything I say to that person and it dissects it and it pulls it apart and it tells me this is why this person doesn't really like you. It's the sort of thing that, I've had instances in my life where I've been unappreciated. And I've said to people, I'm unappreciated. And then people go, oh, but you're this and you're that. And problem with that is my mind goes, well, you're only saying that because I asked you to. You're only saying that because you're being disingenuous. You're telling me what you think I want to hear. Can friendships survive mental illness? I don't know. Honestly, don't know. My wife and I, she's my best friend. She always will be my best friend. She has been for as long as I can remember. The 20, well, we've been best mates for like 30 years, 30 odd years, 30 couple years, married for 28. But keeping friends for me, here's how it goes. Meet someone, spend some time with them. Really love spending time. You engage well, you have fantastic conversation. Let's do this again. Now I walk away from that looking like I'm the most confident person in the world, perhaps. But as soon as I walk away, as soon as they're not in my eye line, my mind starts to attack me. This is where they were lying. This is what they didn't like about you. This is what you did that was wrong. And then people will contact me and they might contact me when I'm having one of those moments. And I'm terrified of answering the phone. I always feel like whenever there's a text message or a phone message, that it's a catastrophe, that it's not just, oh, somebody's texted me. What is it? To me, it's, you know, somebody died or you're in massive trouble or, whatever desperately bad news you can imagine without actually imagining something, just having that deep dread. And then I guess I look like a flake. I look like, oh, he's not really interested in spending time with me. And as time goes on and that sort of thing, friendships just fall away. And I guess the other thing to consider in this is that I'm an army kid. So I was used to saying goodbye to people every 2 years or so. And it was back before the days of, well, didn't even realize there was a long distance phone calls, but before internets and Facebooks and all that sort of stuff. And unless I was prepared to write letters to someone, it was always goodbye, because in 2 years we're moving somewhere else, and in 2 years we're moving somewhere else. And if we happen to come back here, that's great. And for me, friendship was this really, I guess, transient thing. Um, is this thing where I might not see somebody for a while, but as soon as I see them again, I'm back to where we were. I just pick up the friendship and, hey, how's it going? What have you been up to? Cool. I'm still me. You're still you. Terrific. Let's go. But when the mental illness kicks in, you meet up after all that time, and I'm not the friend. I'm not the person that I was. I'm not the person that they remember. For me, I'm going to try. I'm continually trying to build friendships, to have people in my life that um, I can, you know, have friendships with. But I'm constantly going to be handicapped by the lies that my mind tells me. So, can friendship survive mental illness? I don't know. I hope so. A little bit different one again. Have a great week. Brand new radio shows coming out soon. I'll let everybody know about that. Name change for Shattered the Podcast. I've come up with a new name, new logo. Very excited about that. We'll be sharing that in the next couple of weeks. Don't forget, you can buy my book. It is on Amazon. It's like $4. It's pretty good. I like it. Have a great week. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now. Hey, thanks for joining us on Shattered the Podcast. I'm Mark. Special thanks to my producer, Meredith Brosnan, and also to Torian, Kevin, and Lorraine. And we can't forget the amazing band Adelaide, who let us use their song as our theme. For more information, check us out on all your socials. STP Shattered the Podcast.